You. Getting swole, making gains, getting large. That's how we do. You.
Hello lads, I'm driving while gaining again. Obviously, we go over this every time, still looking huge. And I am carbless again. Now you may have heard of carb cycling. I am going to talk about carb fasting. So I'm kind of backloading carbs the last few days, and I really honestly, I have not looked into this at all. I just kind of started doing it, so I really don't have too much information, as opposed to what I already know about glycogen storing and carb backloading, like after a workout. As you know, I've done videos on eating Sour Patch Kids and during my workout and after, so I do get some carbs during the day, but last couple days, and especially on vacation, I wasn't eating as regularly, so I was eating less meals. Now, last couple of days, I just haven't had any carbs available in the morning. I forgot to make some sweet potatoes and the night before. So I've just been eating bacon and eggs in the morning, or even nothing at all, and just having my bulletproof coffee, which is, if you watched my Snapchats, and I'll probably do a video on how I make it personally, so you can see a little bit more about it, but it's pretty much coffee with a lot of fat. It has butter and it has some MCT oil, which is an extract of coconut oil. So I'm getting a lot of energy and I'm getting a lot of calories, but I'm not getting carbohydrates. And what I did like in the past about carb cycling, and meaning eating a very small amount of carbs for a few days and then splurging and then going excessive on carbs to hypersaturate the muscles and the glycogen stores in the muscles. What I'm doing now is, because when I did the carb cycling, I really didn't like it. I felt like it wasn't right for my body. I didn't like force myself not to eat carbs. I felt very flat. I didn't personally enjoy it. I wasn't happy, so I fucking cut it. I've always been lean when I ate carbs normally, like I always do. So it wasn't anything different. It was just a strain on my body, and it was a strain mentally, and I had to really go excessive on the protein and the fat, and forcibly restrict carbs, and it was hard for me to train through that low carb period. I'm not competing. I don't care about getting, a little extra leaner than, there's no point for it. So I decided not to make myself miserable anymore, so I dropped that. It didn't work. So that's along the lines of what I'm saying, is you gotta try things and see what works. So that didn't work for me. What I have liked in the last few days is not doing my carbs earlier. Not necessarily doing intermittent fasting, because I'm still getting my fat earlier in the day. If I choose to eat, I'll make my whole eggs and I'll make bacon or eat anything with protein and fat. But then around the time I work out, I have like my Sour Patch Kids and stuff. So I get my pump and I just enjoy eating the candy. So I use that around that time to flush blood and sugar into the muscles while I'm training. Because, not eating carbs all day up until my workout, the receptors for sugar, for glucose and to store glycogen, are very sensitive, so it's very beneficial to have simple sugars before, during, or after your workout. And then after, I will just slam calories. So it's kind of like an intermittent fast when you're not eating all day and then you engorge at night, but I will just engorge, but also engorge extra carbohydrates and refill my glycogen stores, and then it kind of kills a few birds. I'm going to go into some of these in a little bit more depth in future videos. I'm going to break this up into and kind of go deeper into some of the things I'm going to say right now. But first off, people always love to eat carbs at night. I get to eat carbs at night now. I don't eat as much during the day. So using this kind of element of fasting, man, it's been so many years of just me carrying around all this food all day and making sure I have all my food with me, and it was I got so used to it, but I realized, but I didn't totally understand how much of a burden, or how much brain space making sure I had all my food prepped and packing it with me and taking it with me and making sure it was always ready and available, how much time that took. So now when I'm doing all these videos and I'm blogging and I'm doing all my stuff regularly, my whole day is freed up. I can focus on things that are more important to me rather than just, what I'm going to eat next. Later on in the evening when I'm home and I can focus on cooking and eating and I'm really hungry, then I can engorge and I can, enjoy, sit down and not have to run around and eat all day and just stress myself out and just create one more thing during the day that I have to think about. So I'm going to try this for a little while. I'll keep you updated. But I'm going to continue with the carb fasting, protein and fat earlier in the day, and then later on in the day and post-workout, I am just going to slam calories and slam carbs and then see how that works for me. And again, this may work great for you. This might not work at all. I'm going to see how this works for me. I have a feeling right off the bat, I feel great with it. So I have a feeling this is going to continue to be that way. I'm not going to restrict myself. I want to have carbs earlier in the day, but I am going to try to keep myself to less meals, no carbs until around my workout and after, and see where that takes me and see how much leaner I get and see how my strength reacts and how my mental clarity goes forward from there. So I'm really excited for this. I think it's going to be a great thing because I know my body so well and I keep everything so regular that when I make these little small changes, I really notice a difference and I can pretty much almost judge instinctually how it's going to factor in. So stay tuned on my next DWGs, my next Driving While Gaining to see. I'll update you guys on how that works out. I'll blog about it, and I'll also probably create a Swolenormous live. I'll probably do some other videos on YouTube, really kind of dig into this issue a little bit more. So stay tuned for that. And as always, keep it gaining, everybody. Ooh, it might be arm day today. I haven't taken my pre-workout yet today, but I am pumped, I am pumped, I am pumped, I am excited, I am excited. I'm gonna turn this video off before I embarrass myself again. Peace out!